believe her after we first met, but you know, I just she's a wonderful woman, and I admire her greatly. I'd like to ask her to spend the rest of her life with me.
Oh my God.
Melissa, this just seems like the right time.
Oh my
I would
gosh.
like for you to be my wife and for us to go down the road together forever. Would you accept this?
Are you kidding me? Oh. Yes. Oh gosh.
I love you.
I love you too.
Congratulations, congratulations,
Oh my God.
congratulations.
Thank you. It was the right time to ask.
Hey,
It seemed right.
Okay.
we
So.
are Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to today's show. I am sitting on the front porch of a home in Simpsonville, Kentucky. Can you hear the beautiful sounds here? Absolutely gorgeous in Kentucky. There's rolling hills and farms and fences and ponds, and it's just all sorts of shades of green. And the air is so beautiful this morning. It's cool and there's a breeze. It's peaceful. You'll probably hear during this episode some cars passing by, and I think I hear one coming now. So you'll get to feel all the feels here with me in Kentucky. Here it comes. Let's see. Is it a pickup truck? Yes, it is. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, just giving you an update on what's going on. I'm keeping an eye out here while I sit and looking for Chelsea, who's out for a jog, and Cassie's inside with her camera bag on doing some lunges. We're uploading some footage that we took yesterday to the computers, and we're preparing for our day in Kentucky that we know is going to have something to do with horses and the Derby that we just missed by, I think, literally a day. And there's another pickup truck. So anyway, we had a great day yesterday. Lots of things went on, and you're hearing that already on the episode that aired today. But last night, after we got to Kentucky, I had the privilege of interviewing two people. One was a 16-year-old student who has been featured on Nickelodeon before because of a charity that she created, which is to help kids get beds because she doesn't want any kids without a bed. And that's her charity. She has provided 1,005 kids with beds. Really remarkable. So she was our first interview, and we did the interviews outside because it was just, it's so picturesque here. And the second interview was actually with a librarian who has just published her second novel. Now, the first one, she had won a contest for NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. So she says she kind of got published by accident because when you win, they publish you. And the second one is actually a response to the first one because her first novel was a young adult fiction novel from a girl's perspective, and the boys got a little rowdy about that. So she had them sit down and post-it note the novel that she wrote and give her ideas for one to represent the boys. So what was so cool about that, of course, as you all know, I was an English teacher for 12 years, and I'm also a writer. And I just think that it's amazing that, here the librarian, first of all, is like makeup artist turned supermodel, right? Because obviously she loves books and she's in there admiring them all the time. And now she's an author. So I think that is exciting. But she's got kids reading. She's got kids commenting. She's got kids approaching her about writing their own work. And she's a living, breathing role model right in a building where she makes things appear and seem because they are achievable. She's a role model for them in a way that majority of us could never possibly fathom, right? Your school librarian, an author. Well, hey, why can't I? I know for myself, I never had an inkling that it was even a possibility, and I was an avid reader, that it was a possibility for me to become a writer. Never. I think I was literally in my 30s, probably close to 40 before I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and write. So I just think that is such a gift that she is giving her students and herself, and they're giving her gifts back because they're the ones who inspired her to write in the first place. And they're the ones who continue to inspire her. She has 2 more projects coming out. So, okay, just to give you a picture of what we did, we interviewed 2 people right off the bat. I'm staying at the home of a high school friend, Melissa. So it was so awesome to see my friend Melissa. We used to have sleepovers back in the day. So after we did that and we had a bite to eat, we set up our camera to shoot for the documentary and asked Melissa to come into the bedroom with us and have a conversation just about if she feels she is a strong person. That's it. Do you feel you're a strong individual? Well, when Melissa did that, she was very honest and very passionate. And that's what happens, right? We're all about passion. And if you ask somebody if they believe that they're strong, I have been seeing that you see their strength come to the surface. And she just was, very passionate and emotional about what she was talking about. And it was really quite beautiful. So after we interviewed her, and her boyfriend of 2 years was looking on, and really I caught a glimpse of him, and he was looking at her just in awe of her beauty because she's so beautiful, her sweetness and her strength. And she is a pretty exceptional person. I don't know if she realizes that, but I do. And I know the people around her do. So after that was done, her boyfriend said, do you think we could do this as a couple? Because I said, I'd like to ask you the same question, Mark. And he said, well, do you think we could do it as a couple? And I said, sure, why not? So, we ran to the bathroom and did some things and, came back in the bedroom and we're like, where did Mark go? And we thought it was pretty funny because, he came back in saying that he was putting his makeup on and all that good stuff. So we sat back down, the 3 of us, and I asked him the same question as a couple. Where do you see your strengths and how is this all playing out for you? And in the middle of what we were talking about, so inspired by and in awe of and in love with, Mark pulled a ring out of his jacket pocket, got down on one knee next to the bed, and he proposed to Melissa. Wow. Whoa, that is I don't know how many wheels, but close to an 18-wheeler full of all sorts of fun stuff. But wow, I mean, it was a beautiful moment. She was shocked. She was deer in the headlights. She was not expecting that at that moment. Mark was beaming. He was so happy. He was just really moved by how she talked about her strength and her children. And he just wants that and wants her in his life. And he is such a really, a gentle, affectionate, supportive man that she needs in her life. And it was beautiful to see the 2 come together. My face, of course, jaw dropped. I was like, what is even going on right now? And is she going to say yes? And wow, that ring is gorgeous. And I looked over at Cassie, who was shooting. My jaw drops, and Cassie looks over like, is this even happening right now? Is she going to say yes right now? Because, the cameras are rolling in. So it was a really exciting moment. And Melissa has 3 children who were all home. So I said to them, since, here Cassie is with her equipment and all that greatness. So I said, you guys, let's stay here for a second. Let's have Chelsea round the kids up, get them in one spot, and then we'll have Cassie record this as you tell the kids. So that's what happened. Melissa came out and they showed the ring, and it was really, really sweet. So we do have footage of that you will be seeing at some point. And, I just want to ask you a question. Have you been in love? Has it fallen apart? Have you been able to recover? Were you scared? What did it take? How do you feel about it now? Have you given love a second chance? Can you? Will you? Because I can tell you, I am sure with everything going on for Mark and Melissa, those thoughts are all rolling through their minds. But they're moving forward anyway. And getting engaged is just a start. It doesn't mean you have to get married tomorrow, because you know how I am. Envision, explore, execute. If I was Melissa right now, getting over a very rough divorce, still kind of in the process of it, I would say to myself, what would it look like if I was married to Mark? What would our everyday look like? What would our blended family look like? I would wear it for a little bit. How does this feel? And you know the envisioning of this has started way before last night when they got engaged. And then I would say, am I prepared? Am I strong enough to take this chance and belief in marriage again, in love again? Because that's what strength is, right? Both Mark and Melissa, when we discussed with them last night, said how strong they are. And they proved that. They proved it by moving forward with their love together, even though they've had a difficult time once before. So if this pertains to you, and you're trying to decide if you should take that step forward or that step back, wear it for a while. Explore what it really means to you, what it means to be with somebody, whether you're married or not, and what it means to be alone. And then execute. Wow, a truck with all this hay on it. Should I be surprised? This Jersey girl's a little surprised, I'm not going to lie. So execute. Execute a plan. Are you going to execute a plan to protect yourself and isolate yourself? Or are you going to execute a plan that brings other people into your life? And does that mean sometimes pain? Yep, it does. But guess what? Life is about lessons, and we're here to learn them. If you isolate yourself, you're not learning quite as much, are you? That's all I have to say to you today from the farms of Kentucky. We're off to the races. Remember, you motivate me. I'm Lynette Renda.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we tap and demonstrate. We try to relate. This is my breakthrough. Whoa. Said now, this my breakthrough. Whoa. Oh man, this my breakthrough. Whoa.